Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Python interview questions. That is, how do you define a variable in Python? Let me answer. In Python, we have to define the variables like this. For example, I'll just define a variable in Python, guys. Say name is equal to double quotes. I'm giving Arun Motori. Okay. Here, variable is name, guys. Okay. So, what exactly is this variable? Variable is nothing but a name provided to the reserved memory location where the data is stored. That means, let's say, if I am creating or define a variable like this, name is equal to, if I am defining a variable like this, name is equal to Arun, Motori kind of thing. Okay. So by doing this, what will happen in the computer memory is the moment I write this statement in the Python programming, what will happen in the computer memory is I'll divide this computer memory into multiple slots, first of all. Okay. The computer memory where the data is being stored. Okay. From the programs, I am dividing into multiple slots like this. So now, like this, I will divide the slots. Okay, once the slots got divided, okay. So here, when I say name is equal to Arun Motori, in one of the slot, let's say in one of the slot, this Arun Motori data got stored. So this memory slot will have some address case. Let's say 1011 001 is the address of the slot. Like this, every slot in this computer memory will have its own address. Is it possible for anyone to remember this each and every address of the each and every slot in this memory? Not possible, right? So that's the reason we have to name this reserved memory location where the data is stored. Okay. We have to refer or name this memory location, reserved memory location where this Arm Motori data has been stored or any other data is stored. That name given to this reserved memory location is nothing but a variable. Here, name is a variable case. Okay. This name is a variable which is referring to the reserved memory location where this Arm Motori data is stored. Okay, this technically speaking, this is the thing, guys. Since we cannot remember all this address, like we cannot remember the phone numbers in in our mobile phone, right? We'll have hundreds of mobile phone numbers, so we cannot remember each and every number. So what do we do in mobile phones? We attach a name to that number. So whenever we have to call someone, we will search by name and call that. Okay. So same way in the computer memory, in the reserved memory location, the data will be stored. For that, each and every memory address, there will be some address, guys, which cannot be remembered by us. So we have to name it. Okay. For that name is nothing but the variable, guys. Okay. In simple words, that name is nothing but the variable. To understand how to define a variable in Python, you have to first understand what is a variable that I have just now explained. Okay. But in simple words, guys, people say that variables store data. Indirectly here, variables are storing the data only, right? Variables are the names given to the reserved memory location, nothing but variables store data. Okay. People will call like that's okay. Now, one more thing about this variables is when I'm creating this variable, guys, when I'm creating or defining this variable, you see, have I mentioned any data type here before this variable name? If you go to Java kind of programming language, okay, based on the type of the data you're storing into the variable, you have to define a data type for that. For example, in Java, guys, if I have to store, like, for example, I'll say experience is equal to 16 if I have to store, okay, experience is equal to 16 if I have to store in Java, guys. Here, before this experience, I would provide in data type. This data type is required. Based on the type of the value you're storing into the variable, you have to declare that variable with appropriate data type, which is compulsory in Java. But in Python, this int is not required. These data types are not required directly. Variable name is equal to the type of the data. Directly name is equal to Arun Motori. We don't have to provide the data type here. Fine. Data types are not required. Instead, we need to assign the data to the variables using the assignment operator. Here you see we have used the assignment operator, right? What is the operator we have used for defining a variable where we are assigning the data or storing the data into the variable using assignment operator. That's it. Next example is, this is the example, guys. This is nothing but the example. I can give more examples. For example, here first underscore name is equal to Arun. Last underscore name is equal to. Here I created three variables, guys. Okay, one is name, first name, last name. You see, if a single word is there, we can define the variable like this. Okay, in complete lowercase, we can define the variable. If the variable name has multiple words, okay, like first is one word and name is one word. In that case, you have to separate these two words with underscore symbol. Okay, first underscore name you have to write. So this is called as a snake case. What is this snake case? I'll show you what is a snake case means. Snake case. Images. You see, this is a snake case, guys. For example, here you see the middle one is a snake case, snake underscore case, all lowercase. And if there are multiple words, they are separated by underscore symbol. Okay. So here in this example, you see this is a snake case. First underscore name, last underscore email. One word is there, underscore is not required. If two words are there, we need underscore. Two or more than two words are there, we have to kind of. These are the different cases actually. Snake case looks like this. Snake underscore case. Okay. Camel case looks like this, but variables in Python need to be mentioned using, or the naming convention should be the snake case naming convention for the variables. Okay. The names of the variables should be in snake case. Fine. I have practically demonstrated this for you already. Here, guys, if I print anything, for example, I'll create one more variable. So let's say experience is equal to 16. Okay. 16. Here, numerical data, you don't have to surround with double quotes, and you can assign the numerical data directly to this experience. Here you see the data types are not required, guys. No matter what type of data you are storing into these variables, you don't have to declare these variables in Python with separate data types. Okay. So Python is a dynamically typed language where, based on the type of the data you are assigned to the variable, internally, automatically, the compiler of this Python will automatically understand that this is a string type, this is a integer type, and all those stuff. Okay. Fine. Anyhow, what next? So let me print out all these names. Okay. The value stored in the variables I'm going to print out. For example, name printing, print, I'll say first underscore name, I'll say, and then I'll say print last underscore name. Just to get more idea of the variable, guys, I'm explaining all this stuff. Already the answer is done. How to define a variable in Python, already explained. But this is just to give you more confidence, okay, on variable. Run this, all the values stored into the variables will be printed into the output console. Now you see Arun Motori 16 got printed in the output. Now let's understand the best practices, guys. We have to give descriptive names to the variables so that they can be easy to understand. Here, guys, when I say name is equal to Arun Motori, it is very descriptive. If I give n is equal to Arun Motori, it's not a good approach. Here, n, it's allowed, guys. We are not getting any error, but it's not recommended, guys. As part of the best practices, whenever you are creating some variables, better to give some descriptive names so that you can understand what type of data you are storing into this variable, what type of thing it is. You can get an idea, okay? Give descriptive names to the variables so that they can be easy to understand and readable kind of thing. Okay. Then there are a few rules while creating the variables, guys. Variable names can contain, okay, when you're creating the variables, these names can contain, they can contain letters, that is alphabets. These alphabets can be in uppercase or lower cases, doesn't matter, uppercase or lowercase. Okay, no problem. Next one is, if there are multiple words, okay, and sorry, this one I'm covering, right? Variable names can contain alphabets, they can contain numbers, they can also contain underscores. Only these things. Other than this, they cannot contain any other thing. Okay. Other symbols they cannot contain, guys. Okay. Apart from underscores, we cannot provide other symbols in the variable names. Only alphabets, numbers, and underscores should be there. But one rule, that is, the variable name should not start with numbers. Okay. Even though the variable names contains alphabets, either upper or lower, and numbers and underscore, variable names should not start with numbers. Okay, these are all rules you have to understand, guys, while defining or creating a variable. Okay, when you're creating a variable, you have to understand that variable names can contain alphabets, numbers, and underscore. In between, numbers can be there, but beginning of the name, we should not provide numbers, guys. So variable name should not start with a number, even though the variable name can contain alphabets, numbers, and underscores. But numbers should not be the starting point of the variable names. That's what you have to understand. Okay. So here we have created, here you see in our examples, all the variable alphabets are there and underscore symbol is there. Okay, fine. Second thing is a snake case, guys. I already told you about snake case, right? Okay, variable names should, if there are multiple words, you have to follow snake case, complete lowercase, and multiple words should be separated by underscore symbol. Okay, is nothing but a snake case. And then variables are case sensitive, guys. Okay, you have to be very careful while creating the variables, guys. For example, if I give experience is equal to 15, and here I will give experience is equal to 20. If I print experience, what will be printed? 15 only will be printed, guys. Okay, 15 will be printed because here capital E is there, lowercase e. This both are different variables, even though they are same. Okay, the spelling is same, but the first letter is in capital letter, which differentiate this variable name from this variable name. There are two variables here. I can print both the variables, guys. They will give different values. Okay. If I run this, you see, that is 15 and 20 will be printed in the output, guys. You see 15 and 20 got printed in the output. 15 and 20 got printed in the output. And one more thing about the variables, okay? One more thing. We cannot use reserved keywords for the variables, guys, okay? Variable name should not contain the reserved keyword. For example, for is a reserved keyword. For is equal to 5. This is not correct, guys, okay? For is a reserved keyword. I cannot use reserved keywords like for, if, self, all those reserved keywords I should not be using, return, etc. I should not be using as a variable names. Okay, reserved keywords are reserved in Python. They cannot be named as variable names and all. Next one is this is done, na? So the next one, what is the next one? Assigning the data, guys. Okay. For example, if I say experience is equal to 15, and again I'll say experience is equal to 2 times I'm giving the same thing, right? 20. What will happen? The original value 15 will be replaced with 20, guys, updated with 20. Okay. This experience will get updated with 20, guys. Okay. If I print experience, the latest value, that is 20 will be printed, guys. Okay. Run this. 20 should be printed in the output, guys. Okay. In place of 50, 15 should be replaced with 20 and 20 should be printed in the output. So this is how, guys, we have to define a variable in Python. This much of explanation is not required, but if you can try to explain as much as possible, like the main thing is like while defining a variable, which practices we have to follow, those things you can explain as an answer for this question, guys. So this is what is all about the variables, guys. What exactly are variables, and technically speaking and simple words, whether data types are required while creating the variables or defining the variables in Python. Then what are the best practices, rules and regulations, etc. while creating a variable in Python. You have to understand, or you should be able to answer all these points if you get this kind of question in the interviews. So that's all for this session. In the next session, I'm going to answer another Python interview question for you. Till then, see you. Bye-bye.